Hello, everybody, and welcome to a new episode of the RV Podcast. And this week, we learn what RVers want, why the RV lifestyle is so important to them, and what they're looking for when they go shopping for an RV.
And all this and more on our RV Podcast 363.
Well, welcome, everyone. I'm Mike Wendland, and this is my lifelong traveling companion and my bride, Jennifer. Hi, my dear.
Hello, Michael. We just returned from the world's largest RV show in Hershey, Pennsylvania.
And we had a ball. We didn't know what to expect. The show was canceled, as you know, last year, and many other shows still canceled this year. Hershey's on. There's a few others on. But man, did the people show up.
They sure did. And why not, with over 1,200 RVs to look at?
Yeah, there were a lot of them, some brand new models introduced, but a huge turnout. The first day, Wednesday, was so busy it took 2 hours to get through security into the show. By the time we got there towards the weekend, it had smoothed out, but it was still, by the time you drove in, parked, made your way through the line, it still took every bit of about 45 minutes. But
so hey, that wasn't too bad,
no.
45 minutes.
And we get to make friends with people.
And, you know, people were so pleasant, and they weren't bothered by the wait, I don't think, at all. We
just want to say how much we appreciated meeting so many of our fans and followers. You guys made us feel so welcome. We ended up talking to many of you, and that is going to be the thrust of today's podcast. We're going to talk about the things that you told us that you want in an RV, why they're important, and what the RV lifestyle means to you. That's going to be in our interview of the week, and that's coming up in just a few minutes. You'll meet many of the folks that we talked to at Hershey, and I think you'll be impressed by how well prepared they were to go shopping. They really were.
They were. I mean, if you're going to go, take your notes, do your homework, be ready.
Now, we had a video that came out Saturday, and I think what you said at the beginning is there was just so much happiness there. People were just thrilled to be there at the show.
Were.
Hey, we want to, before we get to the interview of the week, we want to start off with a special announcement about one of our giveaways. It's time for another sweepstakes in which about twice a month, we find some really unique RV products that we can give away. And this week, it is a great one for you pet owners. It's called
a Waggle Cam.
The Waggle Cam. What's that, you ask? It's this. This is the Waggle Cam. It is a little Wi-Fi camera that you put in your RV for your pet to keep tabs on what your pet is doing. But what is so neat like this, it'll come to your smartphone. You can call it up and look at how your pet's doing. And you can take it in your home, too. When you're not in the RV, you could bring it in your house. But you can see your pet. But
you can talk to your pet.
You can talk to him. But the coolest thing is,
the most exciting part is, you can launch a treat.
You can. You load,
your pet.
You load treats in this thing. And you can say, hey, Bo, you want a treat? I shouldn't say that. Bo is in here. And it will spit out a treat. Honest, it really will. Look, here's a little picture of what it's like. I'm going to do a video on it this week, and I'll show you. We'll let Bo
Bo has never been good at catching, so this might be just the tool to teach him how to catch.
But anyway, this is the $200 value. We're going to give that away, as well as the Waggle Pet Monitor, Pet Safety Monitor, which lets you know the temperature inside your RV. Hey, it's all free to enter this. It's a sweepstakes, random drawings. They'll be announced on October 3rd.
October 3rd, and 9 different ways to enter.
Yep.
And you can enter as many times as you want.
Yep, and you can find it all at rvlifestyle.com sweepstakes, rvlifestyle.com/sweepstakes. And I think that you will find it pretty cool. It's very neat.
We got some great emails from some of you, and one from a person named Denise that we want to share.
Denise sent us a photo. Actually, she posted it on our RV Lifestyle Facebook group, and she called it Early RVers. And really, it is a pretty cool picture. It showed that boondocking's been around for a long time, right?
It sure has been around for a long time. Everybody was a boondocker.
Yeah, this is a picture from somewhere in the 20s, not too far around the Great Depression time. It looked like a Model T Ford, and it had a canvas tent, like a little slide out that they built on this thing, and it was a family. in camp chairs all around it. Somewhere, it looked like in the West, I think they were. But it was a historical photo of early RVers, and I was pretty impressed with that. When we were at the Hershey Show, we saw from the RV Motorhome Hall of Fame, they had sent an exhibit about a folding tent camper they had on display. Remember that?
Oh, yeah, it caught my eye.
Yeah, it was...
It had 2 regular-sized beds inside. It was supposed to be able to sleep 4 people, canvas. It even had a spittoon, it looked like.
Spittoon, in case you need a spittoon.
I thought it was
I thought
potty.
it was a chamber pot.
But yeah, but it didn't have a lid.
I don't
think it was a spittoon.
It was a spittoon. Same thing, though. It's pretty disgusting. But, and that was from, I think, 1930, 29 or 30. It was right during the Great Depression. It was towed by a truck, and it said that for some people who didn't have homes, this is what they could afford to have for a home. So a lot of history with it. So, but we thank Denise for posting a photo on our Facebook group that we can share. And those of you who watch our YouTube RV lifestyle version of this podcast, you can see it there. The next one we had was a photo that was sent in by a Facebook member named Tony.
And it's the cutest picture because it's a pup sitting by his doghouse, and the doghouse is just like a trailer.
Yep.
So not only are the people camping, their pup has got a camper as well.
Yeah, and she called that one "He's Camping Too," and it was
cute
pretty
picture.
Cool. It was a
very
cute picture.
Somebody was pretty talented to make that.
Yes, it was. And then we wanted to share some stuff that our friend Eric Anderson, we're going to have Eric on the podcast. He and his wife Jean have been traveling full-time now for a year and just having a great time. But he posted a photo from on our RV Lifestyle Facebook group of the crowds at Zion National Park, even after Labor Day.
Even after Labor Day. Eric got to the park at 5:30 in the morning to take the shuttle scheduled at 6 a.m.
Wow.
And he was number 65 in line with 80 people behind him.
80 people?
He was there at 5:30. The shuttle was at 6.
80 people behind him, and he was number 65. That's how crowded it was. And this was just a couple weeks ago. It was after Labor Day. So the crowds are still there at our national parks. All right, the interview of the week, our conversations at Hershey with real RVers about what they want, what's important to them, and what the RV lifestyle means to them. I think they're going to enjoy this.
I think they will.
It's coming right up. Tired of overcrowded campgrounds, competing for reservations, paying high fees for sites? Well, ownership is an emerging trend in RVing that might be right for you. Jennifer and I visited The Landings, a lakefront community just west of Nashville, Tennessee, that offers incredible lakefront RV properties up to 70 times the size of typical RV lots with frontage on the biggest lake in Tennessee. We loved it. The scenery is breathtaking, and you own it outright. Not a timeshare. Your property, your way. You can have your own private dock. You can landscape, garden. They're pet-friendly. It's gated and secure with high-speed internet. There's even free RV and boat storage. A wonderful place to make your home base. No more calling around for reservations. It's ready whenever you want. Dockable lakefronts starting at only $59,900. There's financing and big discounts on multi-lot packages. For information, visit rvlakes.com. That's rvlakes.com. Fall is just around the corner, so it's time to start thinking about prepping for the off-season. And whether you own an RV, a travel trailer, or a camper, EmpireCovers.com is here to help you protect all your vehicles against Mother Nature. EmpireCovers.com offers high-quality, affordable covers that are engineered to protect. Every cover comes with a free multi-year warranty to guarantee that it remains durable over time. If you're not in need of a full cover, Empire has just launched a line of RV rooftop covers that keep the roof of your RV clean and protected from UV rays. Listeners can receive free shipping and 60% off the original price of their cover order. Visit EmpireCovers.com/RV Lifestyle or use the promo code RV60 at checkout. EmpireCovers.com. Protect what you love.
Welcome back, and now it's time for the interview of the week on the RV podcast.
And this is an interview, it's actually a series of interviews that we did in Hershey at the America's largest RV show. And these are all folks who basically came up to us. A lot of them recognized us. We even had gifts given to us by a few of them. And it was really fun to meet so many of you. But we had a really great conversation about the things that are important and how important, especially during this last year, the RV lifestyle has been to many people.
I was amazed.
Yeah, there's some great insight that people give. And in the process, many of them are shopping for an RV, some to buy right away, some down the line a little bit. But I was amazed at how well informed they were. And if I worked for an RV manufacturer, or if I owned an RV dealership, I'd make all my salespeople, all my tech people, all my designers, all my production line people, I'd make them watch this video about what RVers want. Please enjoy meeting all of our friends from the Hershey RV Show.
We are huge fans
and subscribers.
Oh,
Definitely
Yep.
subscribe.
RV
They're awesome.
Lifestyle.
RV Lifestyle. They're amazing.
Tell us
Yep.
your name.
Yeah.
John, Amy, and Thomas are from Syracuse, New York.
Syracuse, New York.
So, what do you guys think of the show so far?
This is
it's
our
a little
first time.
overwhelming.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's our first time.
The line this morning, it was a little overwhelming.
Yeah.
But once you get inside, it's not bad. You get to see what you need to
So,
see.
do you have an RV?
We do.
Yeah, we have
Yes.
a travel trailer.
And what are you looking for?
Our forever camper.
Yes.
What
We're
is-
on our second now, and
Researching.
we're going for our third forever camper.
Yes.
Yeah. And,
Once he retires.
and what are you looking for? What kind of stuff?
Probably Grand Design. That's
A
what we're
travel
looking
trailer.
at. Yep.
Yep.
What about the delays and ordering? Have you asked around about that? What do they
They
tell
just
you?
told us it's between 4 and 6 months
Yeah.
if we place an order today.
Which, that would be fine because it's not
We're from the
gonna
Northeast.
cut-
There's winter, so
Right.
Yeah.
It's not going to
If,
cut
you know.
into the season, and
yeah.
we would still have our RV. So if it went into the next season, we could still use it.
So
So
what's the last year and a half been like for you guys in terms of RVing and all the craziness out there?
it's been awesome.
Yeah.
Actually, I mean,
Last year was a challenge, but everywhere we went, there was either extra spaces or half of them were empty or
Yeah,
whatever. So we didn't have any trouble last year. And this year, New York State had opened up camping bookings early for this year. So we had already
Good.
booked all our camping trips. We had 17 or 18 trips
Yeah.
this year, and we
Yeah.
haven't had any trouble at all.
so it has
Nothing.
not affected us. It's been great.
Yeah.
That is great to hear.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
That is
camping
good.
has really been the only escape we've had from the quarantine and everything
Right.
else. So it's been
Yep,
perfect.
it's been wonderful.
So it really has meant something.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
it's
it's
been
definitely
huge.
brought us.
I don't know
closer
what we would have
together.
done without camping
Yeah.
over the pandemic, because being in your house for so long, at least this gave our family, we got outside, we got to experience things that we
Yeah,
wouldn't
it's
have
been
experienced inside. So it was really nice, I would say.
That's great. Do you have an RV, David? You looking for one?
I'm looking for one, yes.
Yeah.
I'd like to have a Class C,
Yep.
yes.
What has caused you to want to jump into the RV lifestyle?
Well, back in the winter, I had a heart attack and it had me, really reconsider the things that I thought were important. But the biggest thing, I was in the United States Marine Corps. I've seen more places around the world than I have in the country. I want to see, the Grand Tetons and Mount Rushmore. So,
So you're looking for a Class C
exactly.
to live that RV lifestyle.
That's right.
Well, that is a great reason. Do you travel alone, family, dog? What?
Me and my significant other, she's like, want to hop on the airplane and, go to Paris type. But, she'll do this because I want to do it as well. Yeah.
So you're looking for a Class C. What brands have you been looking at?
Well, I looked at the Thors. I looked at the Winnebagos. Also, I kind of looked at Class Bs too. But so far the C
This is going to be the year.
yes, for
And
sure.
that heart attack caused you to stop and figure out what's important.
Exactly.
And that's great.
Thank you.
Hope we meet you out there on the road.
All right, I appreciate it. It's good talking to you.
So we just met a couple. They wouldn't go on camera and have perhaps the most interesting story of anybody we have met here. They have, let me get this right, they have owned 15 RVs in 6 years.
They
And,
take them on one trip, maybe two, and
so-
then they get something else.
And they sell them. And I think they still own 3, right? He said that?
I didn't hear that part.
And he said that if you buy quality,
Yes.
you can usually sell it for what you have invested in it or more, particularly now in this market.
And you take care of it.
Take care of it,
You
yeah.
wax it, you wash it, you take very good care of it.
And he said he shopped up until, now it's of course a seller's market, but he would find what he wanted, what it was worth. He would call every dealer and say, this is what I'm prepared to pay, will you sell it to me? And he would go and get it. Use it sometimes one trip, but it's kind of like flipping houses. He would just flip RVs, and they use them themselves, right?
Yes.
But a really interesting story. He just wouldn't go on camera.
No, it wouldn't go on camera, but the most interesting story I've ever heard.
Yeah, young couple, probably 40s, right?
Yeah, maybe.
From
Maybe.
down south someplace. Oh well, but we're going to tell their story anyway, which we just did. So did you guys just buy something?
Yeah, we got a Jayco Seismic at the end of last year. Only gone camping about 5 times so far this year. We love it.
What has the last year meant to you guys?
Crazy. We got in, and the timing of our getting into camping has been really crazy with the pandemic, as you guys know. We got our 5th wheel before the crazy market went, but the campgrounds are all super crowded, so it's kind of hard to find camping spots. But since we're just getting into it, we're kind of staying local and doing small trips at state parks. And as we're finding out, the 5th wheels are kind of hard to get in and out of the state parks.
Yeah. Has that been your biggest challenge?
I'd say so. We've been able to find spots and stuff whenever, and you know, within a week or 2 in advance.
Are you guys shopping?
Yes, we are.
Yeah.
We have a 25-foot motorhome, and we don't know if we want to get a little bit bigger motorhome or a towable or a 5th wheel. We don't know yet.
You did some looking here. What did you decide?
Well, we haven't really decided. We're leaning toward Mini Winnie. We're looking for something with a permanent bed in the back.
Yep.
So
How
those
important
are
is that?
That's number 1.
very important. Yeah, we're tired of the jackknife couch and making the bed all the time. So yeah.
Yep.
What other things are you looking for?
Let's see, that and
Small.
we don't want anything over 30 foot.
Small, yeah. Not so much solar. We like solar, but we're not super convinced we would need it.
So, are you guys shopping for an RV?
No, we bought one. We wanted one kind of like what y'all had. Couldn't find them. 3-year wait. She's getting ready to retire, so we're gonna hit the road. I've been retired for 5 years.
And
We done all this before COVID. We just found a good used one, really good price, hardly used.
what was the main factor in buying the RV?
We wanted a small one like what y'all had. We don't want to tow a car. We got dogs. They go with us, so there could be restaurants and everything.
Well, what did you get?
We got a Forest River.
2018 Forest River.
How big?
26 feet.
You're a brand new RVer?
Brand new from March of 2021.
What'd you get?
I got a 2021 Escape trailer from Canada. They actually brought it across the border.
Yep, they brought it. Oh, you did? Yeah.
They brought it across the border for us, and then we picked it up in Sumas, Washington, and we've been going ever since.
So what's this year been like for you out there?
It's actually been pretty good. My wife is still working, but as long as she's telecommuting, basically, we just have to have a cell phone wherever we are so that she can work. But otherwise, we've just been going around the country, and it's been pretty good. A lot of places are fairly friendly, and I haven't encountered too many COVID issues per se.
What was the big factor in buying the unit you bought?
So, my wife really likes the fiberglass RVs for their waterproofing, and then amongst them, we really like the Escape trailers. So we went and looked at well, we couldn't go to Canada to look at them specifically, but we researched as much as we could about them, and actually took a chance on buying it unseen. And it's worked out fairly well for us. Only a few minor issues.
And they brought it across there.
Yeah.
Unseen. Yeah.
Yep. So that first day was picking it up, and it was an interesting go for sure. But we were pretty good, and didn't have many issues at all.
Look who's here. We've seen you guys
4 years in a row. What RV did you finally buy?
We didn't get one yet.
We're still looking.
No.
This can't be.
I thought you were going to invite us out to the parking lot to show us the RV that you bought.
Well, we're closer to doing that now.
But this has been like 4 years.
Yes.
Well, we're
4 years.
officially empty nesters now. Before when you met us, we still had children that were in high school and just getting out of the house. So we're officially, it's just us now. We're ready.
A little bit of private school, educational money's not needed anymore.
And now it's so. What are you looking for in an RV? What do you think? What do you think you've been looking for 4 years? So you got to have the list.
We are definitely going to be a B, or what you call a B plus. It
Small
won't be
C.
any better.
Yes,
Exactly.
yes.
Any bigger than that, because it's just going to be her and I.
Yeah, I definitely want something that I can travel more with durability. I need something that has a lot of space for the two of us, but as well if we have guests or grandchildren in the future, something that kind of can accommodate all of us. And because I'm from Florida, most of my family's back home in Ocala, so I want to be able to kind of do some campgrounds there, be able to boondock when we need to. We don't want anything super large. We kind of want to be able to get in and out of parking lots and, you know, different campgrounds with ease. And I'll probably be doing most of the driving since, you know, he has what I call, you know, shiny object syndrome. So he's going to be looking all over the place. I'm more of a focus driver, so a B is ideal for me.
Smart one. So, same time, same place next year, but you'll have one, right?
Maybe.
Definitely.
What do you think?
Well,
I'll go with Vicinity. She says definitely. It'll be definitely.
Yeah.
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 For sure.
What?
We have watched 100 of your YouTube videos.
Well, are you going to watch this one? This
Yeah,
will be
absolutely. I'm going to look for it.
It's great. Where are you all from?
Delaware.
Are you looking for one?
Yes.
Or, yeah?
Yes.
What are you looking
Either
for?
a B or a C. We're not certain yet. We're looking around.
Yeah.
Yep.
What excites you guys?
Everything. We just like to adventure.
Yeah.
Yep.
Has anything caught your eye? You know.
Oh yeah, a lot of stuff has caught our eye.
So what's your thoughts of the show and what you're seeing so far?
Oh, it's awesome. This is a great place to come and get some ideas.
I love the color.
Yeah.
You can't beat a show.
No, you can't beat a
Just,
show.
getting to see things. I mean, then you want things you didn't even know that you
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, thank you for
Great
saying
to meet
hi.
you.
That's always great to hear.
Yeah.
See you later.
Bye.
We love watching you guys, and you're just so much fun, and we love your videos.
Oh, thank you. Are you shopping for an RV?
Well, we've had RVs for a good 10, 15 years, but you know, there's always something better.
What's this?
This is my list of all the different B models that I want to look at, and then there's like 25 pages of all the questions I need to ask.
Let me see. Go to a random question.
A random question is it, you know, is it okay to use the mobile RV tech for service? Do they have the mosquito netting? What's the lithium battery? What's the water capacity? What's
So you
the
have been
solar
doing some
power?
serious research.
Serious research for the last 9 months, absolutely.
Look at this. Look at this.
Yeah, I have a lot, and I bought your RV checklist.
Oh, look at that's our
Yes,
buying
your
guide.
buying guide. I have done. My husband thinks I'm crazy. Here's another 56-page document.
So when are you going to buy? Okay, I get it.
We're not.
How would you like to be the salesman when she whips out that list?
No,
So that
this
is really
a huge.
smart,
No,
though.
it's a huge. Well, you and Jennifer have educated me, and it's a really serious. It's an investment. It's a really serious investment. It's a lot of money, and
It is the most.
yeah, it's the most expensive
most
thing.
expensive out
It's
of
almost
your
as expensive as our house.
And
Yeah, so-
everybody, we're laughing at this, but this is so smart. This is
Yep.
so smart.
Yeah, I think so.
What did the salesman do though? What did
Yeah.
you whip that out on them and start asking
Well,
them?
again, if they don't want to talk to me, then they lose it. But I think it's important for us to be educated because there's so much. What is the lithium capacity? How much solar is there? What's the water tank for the gray? What's the freshwater tank? Is it insulated? I mean, there's so many things like, you know, does it have a refrigerator and a, you know, freezer? How many people does it sleep? How big is the bed? Is it big enough for me and my husband to fit? And there's hundreds of details to know, and I think it's important to know.
Do you think the salespeople are well informed when you talk to them, or
They vary. I actually, at this show, there are some that are well informed. I have seen at this show. I've been to a few dealers, not so much. Yeah, and we're not ready to buy yet. Our kids are still young. Once our kids are in college, this is going to be just for myself and my husband to explore North America.
It was so much fun meeting all those people.
It really was. And the neat thing about that show, about any RV show, and I think probably a bigger reason we go than anything else is to meet so many of you. We did a meet and greet while we were there, and a lot of people showed up. It was really fun. Just hearing the stories and putting faces with some of the were names that we've seen, on our live streams when you make comments or from email. But a lot of you were people we met for the first time. And
it's fun.
It was really fun. Brian and Persephone were two of our friends that we met there, and we have been meeting them for 4 or 5 years in a row, and they're still shopping, but they got it zoomed in, and they come every year, and it was great. So encouraging to meet all those folks.
It is, and it is good to spend a lot of time, especially when got a couple years before you retire. You can walk away and live that dream. It keeps you going.
Yeah. So what was your favorite part of the show?
Meeting everybody.
Yeah, me too. Did you see anything that you really liked?
You always see things that you like.
Yeah.
I mean, I was surprised you didn't want the kayak on the roof.
Yeah, I wondered about that. In our video, we showed, Jennifer did this little bit where she said, with all the rain we've had, we're going to have this as standard equipment on all RVs. And it was a little kayak boat on the roof of a bunch of trailers.
Whoa, then you would have to be careful.
How would you get those up there?
I'm not quite sure, but you would have to be careful what you tried to drive under.
Yeah, and we'll have a story about that in our News of the Week coming up, and you're not going to want to miss this one. If you worry about running into something as you're traveling, I think we can add to your nightmare. So stay with us after this break.
When we're asked what's the most important modification we made to our RV, it's an easy answer. Battle-Born batteries. Battle-Born batteries are quality, safe, reliable lithium batteries that allow us to stay out there off the grid longer. Lithium batteries charge faster, they charge fuller, they're longer lasting, they're maintenance free, and Battle-Born batteries are protected by a 10-year guarantee. Now in our case, they just dropped into the existing AGM batteries that we have, and they'll probably be the same on your rig too. Battle-Born battery experts can get those in your rig just like they did with ours. They can also match you up with the right cabling, the inverter, the charger, the solar controller, everything. Jennifer and I swear by our Battle-Born batteries. They allow us to boondock off the grid. Check them out. Go to rvlifestyle.com/lithium. rvlifestyle.com/lithium. All RVers need specialized emergency transportation coverage to cover air and ground ambulances, return to home services, and vehicle return. You only have a 68% chance that those services will be completely covered by your major medical. The sad reality is that a lot of people believe they have that coverage, but it turns out most carriers that claim to cover air ambulances only cover you for a hospital-to-hospital transfer and offer no coverage to get you to the initial hospital in the first place. The truth is 68% of air ambulances are hospital-to-hospital. Here's a map of all the places in the U.S. that getting to the hospital in the golden hour is not possible without an air ambulance. And with an average cost of $52,481 for an air ambulance, why would you take the risk? Go to peaceofmindforrvs.com today and take a look at the true emergency transportation coverage they offer that covers it all. The coverage can save your life and your life savings. Check it out, peaceofmindforrvs.com. Jennifer and I are members, and we urge you to consider it too. peaceofmindforrvs.com.
Welcome back, everybody. Time now for the RV News of the Week. We got a lot of news for you this week. What's our first story?
Our first story comes from Glacier National Park. The numbers are in, and Glacier National Park's ticketed entry system to drive on Going to the Sun Road led to a 12% decrease in vehicles this year compared to 2019. The goal of the ticketed program, which led to some confusion and some complaints, was to decrease the amount of traffic, particularly during certain times. While overall numbers for Going to the Sun were down, other park entries were up. Vehicle entry at Two Medicine was up almost 33%, and Norfolk was up almost 20% over 2019 numbers. This means the park still did experience increased traffic and related traffic problems elsewhere. All the information is going to be studied, and a decision on what visitors should expect in 2022 will be out this fall.
And you know that they're going to do that again.
They're going to probably do it even more.
Yeah, and
They'll
you
probably
saw
ticket it everywhere.
I mean, look at what Eric showed us at Zion with all that traffic there. And Zion has always been one of the most crowded, and they have to use this shuttle bus system. The buses start at 6 a.m. You saw the crowds in our previous segment, but so they're going to do this again, and you can't blame the National Park Service. I mean, they're trying to control all this unprecedented interest.
Can you imagine if they just opened the floodgates and let everybody come in? People would be abandoning their cars alongside the road.
Yeah. Oh.
It would be absolute chaos.
Yep.
So we don't like it.
Do you remember the first time we went to Glacier? We came in the west entrance, and this was 8 years ago, and there was so many people coming in that they didn't even bother to check for passes. They didn't even charge you to go in. They just said, come on through, come on through. Do you remember that?
Oh, yeah. How could I forget?
And that was before the surge. So
Right.
So
And we even lucked out and we got a camping spot that year
barely
in the park.
lucked out.
But, I mean, we got a camping spot when it was that crowded.
Well, speaking of national parks, we have a tragic story from Yellowstone, and a lot of questions around this one, but this was a 19-year-old Rhode Island woman was airlifted to a hospital after suffering second and third degree burns on 5% of her body from the Old Faithful area at Yellowstone National Park. Now, the Park Service issued a press release about this, and they didn't say how she got those burns. They said that the incident was, quote, under investigation, but it reminded everybody that, so this is what I think probably happened, that the ground in those hydrothermal areas, on the other side of the fence or outside the boardwalks, it's very fragile, it's very thin. Scalding water is just beneath the surface. There are boardwalks in the area, many signs everywhere warning visitors, don't leave the boardwalk. So how this happened, we don't know, but that's what the Park Service is warning everybody about. I'm sure they'll release more information. And by the way, Yellowstone last month in August set a record for a monthly visit in that month. 921,884 visitors to Yellowstone.
In 1 month.
In 1
Almost
month. Crazy.
1 million people. I wonder
Yeah.
how much it is normally. I wonder how much that is up from past years.
I don't know, but considerably. And remember, this is mostly without Canadian visitors, usually,
Wow.
or foreign
Or
visitors.
foreign visitors.
Usually there's massive amounts of
bus loads.
tours from Asia. Lots of Canadians come in and visit. So this is without all that, pretty much all domestic travel. Yeah.
That is incredible. Now we've got our couple who crash into a railroad trestle with their Class A, realizing too late their RV was too tall to clear.
Ooh.
Oh, how we all worry about that, don't we?
Oh, we do. We
yeah.
do.
2 people were injured and taken to a local hospital after they tried to drive their 13-foot 2013 Diplomat under a railroad trestle that was 9 feet 9 inches. That's a lot of difference.
It's 13 foot high, by the way, not
13
long.
foot
13
high.
foot high.
Yeah, that's a lot. The couple who were in Missouri when this happened, they're going to be okay, but their RV Class A is not. For those who watch the video version of the podcast on our RV Lifestyle channel on YouTube, we'll show a photo. For those listening to the audio version, we'll post a link in the show notes at rvlifestyle.com. This story is a good reminder to be sure to know how tall your rig is and whether you can clear overhead bridges.
Yeah, it is. And we have a related topic, not just bridges that you have to watch out for. This was posted on our RV Lifestyle Facebook group by one of our members. And it was of an RVer towing what looked like a very expensive fifth wheel. And they tried to go through the drive-in line for a Dairy Queen. Can you imagine that? There's a straight left turn, to pick it up. And anyway, they tried to go through, and the trailer, the fifth wheel, caught the corner of the building, and it shows they took out their cell phone and they showed the wheel, the fifth wheel, smashing into part of the roof. And you'd think then that the driver knew what had happened, but that you can't make such a turn. But he backed up, and then he accelerated again, trying to make the turn, and he kept doing this over and again, repeatedly striking the building, and he was revving up his engine trying to kind of pull through, and smoke was coming from his tires. You gotta wonder, right?
Well, it made the time pass quickly for those that were behind him, waiting their turn to pick up whatever they ordered.
Yeah, that's
No,
true.
that is,
It is.
what can I say?
Yeah, I'm not
You
gonna.
know, yeah, I mean, I wonder what he thought he was hitting.
I don't know. But
I don't know.
it was sad to watch.
Yeah.
You know, people will want to know, how do we know? Help us plan drives. How do we know what overpasses I have to worry about? When you have something that tall, 13 feet, you really want to pay attention to it. We use the RV Trip Wizard to help us plan, and it has some features on it that will help you find over height roads, or over roads where your vehicle would be over height. So we'll put a link to that in the show notes for this episode at rvlifestyle.com. rvlifestyle.com, of course, is our travel blog.
And normally it's very well posted.
Yes, it
You know,
is.
how high it is, what the clearance is. And if in doubt, don't do it.
So we have been reporting on the weather all the time, every episode over the summer. What's the latest on the fire?
Okay, wildfires continue to threat giant 2,000-year-old sequoia trees in California. Wildfires started by lightning continue to burn through Sequoia National Park and Sequoia National Forest. Sequoia National Park is home to 5 of the 10 tallest trees in the world, the largest one called General Sherman Tree. So far, that grove that is home to these 5 trees is protected, with firefighters placing fire-resistant coverings on the trees' bases. But other groves of ancient sequoias, some more than 2,000 years old and 200 feet high, are not as safe. Wildfires have been a particular problem this summer in much of the West because of extremely dry conditions and heat. As of this episode, there's still more than 100 wildfires burning
Wow.
throughout a lot of the West.
Well, have you seen all of the monarch butterflies lately? I mean, in the last, over the summer, we watched them show up in late spring. Well, now they're on the move again, and the butterfly migration experts tell us is well underway, and that can be something that's really fun on your camping journeys to see. These monarchs are amazing.
They're beautiful.
I mean, every fall, thousands of them leave their homes in Canada and the northern U.S., southern Canada, and they fly to their winter home in the southern U.S. and in Mexico. Last week, observers said that they were just starting their move.
They were largely in Iowa, Illinois, Michigan, and the Ohio areas.
And if you're camping in these areas, or if you're heading south of there and you want to find them, we will put a link in the show notes for this episode on our rvlifestyle.com travel blog to a map. And this is a map that's really cool. It lets you see where the migration is at any particular part of time. So you can kind of plan your trips that way. You can say, we're going to see monarchs. If we go down here, we wait a day or two, they're on their way. And you'll be amazed at how far these delicate little creatures can travel in a day.
Absolutely beautiful and amazing.
Yep, it is. All right, when we come back, RV questions of the week and your comments about our recent content.
When we're on a road trip, we always seem to find a way to stop at a Camping World center. There are over 225 Camping World locations across the country, and there's always one close by when we need parts and accessories for our RV or just want to shop. In fact, we have so much fun with Camping World, and as we talk about it as one of our sponsors, they have agreed to offer a 10% discount if you use the coupon code RVLifestyle10 when you buy $99 or more in merchandise. You'll find everything you want, from outdoor furniture and appliances, the ones you see us use in our videos and that we talk about here in the podcast. RV extras that include everything from camping chairs to fire pits, electrical accessories, must-have gadgets. Check them all out. And again, don't forget, use the coupon code RVLifestyle10 when you visit campingworld.com. Have you had it with overbooked, overcrowded campgrounds? Then check out Harvest Hosts, where RVers can overnight for free at more than 2,400 wineries, farms, microbreweries, golf courses, and attractions. Harvest Host is a membership service for those with self-contained RVs looking for unique, beautiful, and peaceful overnight camping experiences across North America. When you become a member of Harvest Host, you can camp for free at all these places. Jennifer and I are Harvest Host members, and we've made so many great memories at Harvest Host locations. There's no charge for camping, and your Harvest Host membership fee is easily made up with just a couple of stays. Plus, you have awesome places to stay. If you use our special affiliate link of rvlifestyle.com/HH, you'll automatically get 15% off the cost of your membership. That's 15% off, but you must use the special link, rvlifestyle.com/HH.
Welcome back, everybody. Time now for our RV questions and feedback of the week. And let's start off this week with some feedback from recent stories that we've done. This first one comes from somebody who calls themselves NC Jewel. And they heard our recent episode about RV repair horror stories, and they passed along one of their own. Here's what they wrote us. They said, I had a nightmare experience Labor Day Friday. The Thursday before Labor Day, I was having blind spot cameras and a general maintenance done in my RV. The tech told me that if he took my RV home, he could have it done for me by Friday. I said, that'd be great. My RV had been in the shop for 2 weeks already, having a general fix-up and going over as I just bought it, used. Come the next day, Friday before Labor Day, the tech texted me and said he felt ill, sick, and he felt that he couldn't bring it back as he felt it wasn't safe for him to drive feeling as he did. I told him I was uncomfortable with not bringing my RV back to shop, and I wondered, could I come and pick it up at his house? He said no. He texted me and said he would 100% have my RV back at the shop that afternoon, Friday. Long story short, I didn't get my RV back until 10 p.m. that night after reporting my Class B camper van as stolen. All of this, lessons learned. So what was happening is the tech figured he's got a weekend camping thing. He can borrow that thing and go off camping, don't you think?
Oh, that's what it sounds like. And when he reported it stolen, he figured he better get it back.
He better get it back.
It's so sad that you can't trust people. It's just a shame.
But no reputable tech is going to take your RV home with you. So that's the first red flag that goes up. So be really careful about that. And somebody offers something very unusual like that. And then what else have we heard from our folks?
Well, we've got another story here about we just spent a month Moochdocking with our kids in Tennessee. Then, after spending 2 weeks in our other son's driveway in Pennsylvania, it was so great to not be dependent on them for our sleeping space, bathroom, or groceries. We have a restored 15-foot vintage 1964 Frolic camper.
Wow.
So it fits in any driveway and still leaves room for their cars. We get to spend time with the grandkids, take them to fun places, do regular life with them, which is a treat when you live 7 and 14 hours away. We have our adventure cat with us, and she is content to have run of her kingdom while we are away. We even went camping in the Finger Lake region of New York with our kids. It's a great way to visit, and we love it.
And that came from one of our followers on YouTube, on the RV Lifestyle channel on YouTube, named PCLoose07. So yeah, we do a lot of Moochdocking.
It's wonderful. You don't feel like you're interfering or a burden. Your kids have their space, you have your space, and you get to see the grandkids and have fun.
Yep. Every Sunday on the RV Lifestyle channel on YouTube, we answer viewer questions live for an hour. And since it's now starting to cool down in some parts of the country, many of you are going to be firing up your RV heaters for the first time. And if you have a new RV and you've never had the heater on before, we want to tell you about that it can emit some really obnoxious odors. That came up in one of our recent RV Lifestyle Ask Us Anything programs, so we'll share that with you right now. This is from Johnny Lightning. Johnny, sounds like Johnny Lightning on the Rocket. Sounds like an old 50s rock band.
It's been a while since I caught one of your live shows. Lots going on. I bought a Nexus Ghost 36DS about a month ago. Haven't been out yet, but getting ready.
You know, isn't that perhaps the most enjoyable time with the new RV is getting ready, getting out there, thinking about where you're going to go, where you're going to put stuff and where things are and putting, I mean, I'm thrilled for you.
Turn on your heat before you need it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Listen, that is really good. If that's new, I don't know if you got an old one or not, but if you got a new one, anytime anybody buys an RV, a new RV, turn on the heater. Nobody writes this or tells you this, but trust us from somebody who's gone through it a couple of times. When the heater first comes on, it stinks
Toxic.
to high heaven.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say it's toxic.
Yes.
I don't know if it is really.
I don't know, but it's nasty.
Oh, this, because it has to burn off this coating and
Paint and I don't know what.
Happened to us the first time we were out in the desert out by Quartzsite.
And we were freezing and we turned on the heat and then the smoke detector's going off.
It just,
we had to open up the windows. I mean, it wasn't a big deal, but why
well,
we
ran it. You had to run it a number of hours, and then it kind of burned off all that stuff. But
yeah, so why go through that?
And the second time was on our new Wonder. We needed it, and we tried.
Maybe we didn't learn.
Well, we didn't have any choice. It got unexpectedly cold. So now the first thing I do when I get a new RV is I'm going to take it aside. I'm going to turn on the heat and let that run for a few hours. Right. So congratulations, Johnny, for your new RV. 36 feet. That's a good size.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that we were in Quartzsite, right?
Yes.
And it was actually a borrowed RV, and it was fairly new. And I don't think the heater, then in Arizona, I don't think the heater had ever been on. And it got really cold out in the desert.
It was so cold, and we turned on that heater.
The smoke detector's going off.
The smoke detector's blaring, and the smell. It was so toxic. So then it was so cold, and we had all the windows open trying to air the place out.
We did that, I think, the next day out in the desert. We opened all the windows, just turned it on, and we left. But that's just a reminder. Just burn it off. Just let it burn, and it'll go away. And let it run for a half hour, an hour, 40 minutes, 2 hours, whatever it takes, and it'll get rid of that smell. All right. If you have a question, we would love to hear it. You can reach us at Mike and Jen at rvlifestyle.com. And one of the neatest ways to do it is if you just take out your cell phone and do a selfie. Just do a selfie and ask us, record a little video of you asking us that, and then email us that. And we can put your questions on with everything else. So Mike and Jen at rvlifestyle.com. We love hearing from you. When we come back, we're going to take you to California and one of these hidden campground gems that Mark Koepp from campgroundviews.com keeps finding for us. Stay with us.
Welcome back, everybody. And now it's time for something I know you've all been waiting for. Mark Koepp has the greatest gems that he finds out there, these hidden campground places where you can go, and I know you're going to want to write it down. He's had a couple of weeks off, so he's had time to come up with something really good.
Yeah, Mark had COVID, and he's feeling better now, and
good.
He filed this report for us. Mark is from campgroundviews.com, which allows you to see in 360-degree views. You can cruise campgrounds, and you can actually book them right from his site. It's a really neat site. And he's got a campground for us, like Jen says, that you would not think is out there like this. And it's right in the middle of Southern California, not far from San Diego. You're going to like this one.
Thank you, Mike and Jen, and hello, everybody. In today's Hidden Gem, I'm going to take you to a place that is honestly mine and my wife's hidden gem. It's located down near San Diego, and specifically the city is called Bonita, California. Bonita, California has a county park called Sweetwater Summit Campground. As you can see from the photo on the screen here, this location has some of the most amazing views found in California from a campground. It's full hookup RV camping, terraced onto a hillside. Paved roads, concrete pads, tons of space between sites. Just an overall beautiful spot to go camping. It is definitely our hidden gem. We return there every time we go to San Diego to go camping. They have a water splash pad for summertime. They have restrooms. They have pavilions. They have these amazing both pull through and back in sites. During the spring, this area is stunning. It gets quite a bit of moisture, so it gets very green. What makes this park also very unique is that there is a biking trail system that can take you to a top of a beautiful view, and this photo is of that view looking back towards San Diego. Some people consider it a negative. We actually consider it a positive. But one of the negatives, if you want to call it that, of this park is it's located underneath the landing path for San Diego International Airport. We found it unique with our children because you would see all sorts of different planes coming overhead, and so we would track those planes on the different sites that are out there and allow our kids to know, hey, that's a United Air or whatever flying overhead. So it created a really unique experience for the kids to understand that. This last photo here actually shows the mountains that you ride up to the top of that ridge there. Stunning location. Sweetwater Summit outside of San Diego, California, specifically in Bonita, California, is our hidden gem of the week. There will be a link in the description below that'll take you to this page so you can learn more information and add it to your itinerary for future travels. We hope you're enjoying these hidden gems, getting good use out of them. Let us know if you've stayed at any of these parks before. Back to you, Mike and Jen.
Well, that really was a hidden campground view. And if you'd like to find it, just follow the link on the screen. It's also in the show notes at rvlifestyle.com. There we go. We do want to hear from you guys, though. What's up with you? Share it with us. Send us videos. We want you to do those selfies.
Yeah, I've been thinking about that, Mike. We just came from Hershey. We've got a lot of candy bars. I was trying to figure out how we could ship
mail
somebody
a
couple candy bars
if they
did a selfie with a question. How are we going to encourage people to do this?
So we could give them something. How about the first 5 video questions or comments that we get from you that we can use on the program? We will send you some merch, either a book or we'll give you a book, your choice of a book. One of our books from we had 12 different travel guides. So we'll send you one of those. It's an email. We'll send you it as an ebook, a free book for the first 5 of those questions that you send us. Because we love putting your questions in the podcast. It'd be great.
I think that's a great idea.
Mike and Jen at rvlifestyle.com. That is where you send them. And with that, another episode of the RV Podcast comes to an end. We'll be back next Wednesday with more. And you can find all of our podcasts, all of them archived, as well as fresh new articles every day at rvlifestyle.com. We hope you check those out. Thank you guys so much for being a part of the program.
And happy trails.